Hello everyone, I'm Marathruka Bhaumik and I welcome you all to another episode of Courts Today on LiveLaw, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place across the country today. We will begin with developments from the Supreme Court and then cover High Courts and other subordinate courts. Today has been a busy day in courts, with the Supreme Court hearing a number of important matters. For instance, the remission granted to the 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano case has been challenged before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court also heard the issue of freebies handed down by the political parties during elections, and also the Maharashtra political crisis and the issues arising from it has been referred to a larger constitution bench. Without further ado, let us start with the developments. The Supreme Court today declared that Section 3, Subsection 2 of the Benami Transactions Prohibition Act 1988 as unconstitutional on the ground of being manifestly arbitrary. Section 3, Subsection 2 prescribes that whoever enters into any Benami transaction shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years or with fine or both. The court further held that Benami Transactions Prohibition Amendment Act 2016 cannot be applied retrospectively. A bench comprising Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana, Justice Krishna Murari and Justice Hema Kohli delivered the judgment in an appeal filed by the central government against a Calcutta High Court judgment holding that the 2016 Amendment Act was prospective in nature. Considering the widespread outrage, 2 petitions have been moved in the Supreme Court challenging the decision of the Gujarat government to grant remission to 11 convicts who had gang-raped Bilkis Bano and had murdered her family members during the 2002 Gujarat riots. One of the petitions has been filed by CPIM leader Subhasini Ali, independent journalist and filmmaker Revati Lal, and Professor Ruprek Verma. The petition was mentioned before a bench of Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana, Justices Hema Kohli and C.T. Ravikumar by Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal and Advocate Aparna Bhatt with a request to hear the case tomorrow. CJI N.V. Ramana agreed to look into the matter, but however he did not pass any order of listing. The other petition has been moved by TMC MP Mahua Maitro, also challenging the release of all 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano case on remission by the Gujarat government. You can refer to our detailed video on this development, the link to which has been given in the description box below. The Supreme Court today pulled up Baba Ramdev for making statements against modern medicine systems like allopathy. A bench led by the Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, orally criticized Ramdev while hearing a petition filed by the Indian Medical Association seeking to control the smear campaign and negative advertisements against the vaccination drive and other modern medicines. CJI Ramana, while observing that the systems popularized by Baba Ramdev might not always work, remarked that he must refrain from abusing other systems. The Supreme Court today referred to a constitution bench the petitions filed by the rival groups of Shiv Sena in relation to the political developments in the state of Maharashtra. A 3-judge bench comprising Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana, Justice Krishna Murari and Justice Hema Kohli referred the petitions to a 5-judge bench, observing that important questions of constitutional issues arise in the petition. On a prayer made by Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal appearing on behalf of the Uddhav camp to restrain the Election Commission of India from deciding Uddhav-Shinde's claim as the official Shiv Sena party, CJI Ramana today agreed to post the matter before the Constitution bench day after tomorrow to consider the interim relief. The Constitution bench will take a decision on this request made by the Uddhav camp day after tomorrow. Till then, the Election Commission has been asked to not take a final call. The Supreme Court today continued the debate on the freebies matter, acknowledging the complex nature of the issue. The bench led by the Chief Justice of India observed that the intention of the court was to initiate a wider public debate on the issue, and it is for that purpose of the constitution of an expert body was mooted. We have to see what is freebie and what is welfare, the CJI remarked today during the hearing. He added further, and I quote here, For example, some states give cycles to poor and women. It is reported that by giving bicycles, it has improved their lifestyle. The problem is which is freebie and which can be said to be a beneficiary for the upliftment of a person. For a rural poverty-struck person, his livelihood may depend on that small boat or bicycle. We cannot sit here and argue on this. While hearing the case relating to the promise of freebies by political parties, the Supreme Court today took a dim view of certain statements made by the DMK party. The DMK, in an impleading petition filed before the Supreme Court, stated that welfare measures intended to uplift the marginalized persons cannot be termed as freebies. When Senior Advocate P. Wilson, who is representing the DMK, sought to make submissions in the court today, Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana told him, and I quote, "Mr. Wilson, the party you represent, I have a lot of things to say, but I am restraining myself because of being the CJI. Don't think you're the only wise party. The way you're talking, giving statements, don't think we're ignoring all that is being said." Senior Advocate Gopal Sankaranarayan, appearing for the petitioner, supplemented the remarks made by the Chief Justice of India by saying, and I quote again, "Yes, we have all seen the kind of statements being made by the Finance Minister of Tamil Nadu on TV against the Supreme Court, and they are not correct." The Supreme Court today directed to shift alleged con man Sukesh Chandrasekhar and his wife Leena Paulos from Tihar jail to Mandoli jail in Delhi within a week. The direction was passed by Justices S. Ravinder Bhatt and Sudhashnu Dhulia while considering a petition filed by Sukesh Chandrasekhar and his wife seeking their transfer from Tihar jail to a prison outside Delhi owing to safety reasons. The order further noted that the respondents had taken action against various jail officials for colluding and helping Sukesh. The central government has amended the Supreme Court Judges' Salaries and Conditions of Services Act 1958 for providing additional post-retirement benefits to retired Chief Justices and Supreme Court judges. The additional retirement benefits that former Supreme Court judges are entitled to are, for instance, a chauffeur equivalent to the chauffeur in the Supreme Court, a secretarial assistant equivalent to the level of branch officer in the Supreme Court from the date of retirement for 1 year, a security cover round the clock at the residence in addition to the round the clock personal security guard for a year from the date of retirement, a rent-free Type 7 accommodation at Delhi, and curtsies at ceremonial lounges at airports. The Delhi High Court has observed that as per Mohammedan law, a minor girl who had attained the age of puberty can marry without consent of her parents and has a right to reside with her husband even when she is less than 18 years of age. Justice Jasmeet Singh made this observation while granting protection to a Muslim couple who got married in March this year as per Muslim rites and rituals. The plea was moved by a couple seeking directions to ensure that nobody separates them. The court was of the view that the POCSO Act will not be attracted to the present case as it is not a case of sexual exploitation but a case where the couple was in love, got married according to the Muslim laws and thereafter had a physical relationship. The Delhi High Court today dismissed the appeal filed by Kashmiri businessman Zahoor Ahmad Shah Watali challenging the trial court order denying him bail last year on the ground of COVID-19 in connection with the terror funding case. A division bench comprising Justice Mukta Gupta and Justice Anish Dayal today observed that a perusal of the status report revealed that Watali was being regularly treated and was also receiving prescribed medicines and that his condition was stable and satisfactory. The bench was also of the view that as on date it cannot be said that the COVID-19 situation was still prevalent and that the life returning to normalcy would even apply to prisoners who are in custody. Thus, while dismissing the appeal, the bench directed that until further orders, Watali will be put under house arrest in his Gurugram residence, wherefrom he will be allowed to be taken to hospitals and diagnostic centers for conducting regular tests if recommended. A special NIA court today has rejected the application filed by lawyer Arun Ferreira, an accused in the Bhime Koregaon Elgar Parishad case, alleging that the NIA illegally intercepted emails exchanged between him and co-accused Rona Wilson and used it as evidence. Ferreira had sought a copy of the order permitting the agency to intercept their emails. The court, however, allowed the accused lawyer Surendra Gadling's plea against the obstruction by prison officials from receiving letters and personal communications sent by his wife and advocates to him at the prison. Special Judge Rajesh Kataria pronounced the order when the accused was produced from prison. The Madras High Court today passed final orders in the case against engagement of uniformed police officers as orderlies at the residence of higher officials in the state of Tamil Nadu. Justice S.M. Subramaniam today directed the authorities to ensure that the orderly system is completely abolished within a period of 4 months. The court also directed the authorities to remove the orderlies appointed in the residence of retired officials, as the same amounts to illegality and a violation of the law. The Madras High Court today directed the collector of the Kallakurichi district to consider the representation submitted by the Lata Educational Society of Kanyamur for reopening of its schools that were vandalized by rioters on July 17th this year following the death of a class 12 girl in one of the schools. The court directed the respondent authorities to consider the representation and passed an order on this aspect within 10 days. The Delhi High Court today expressed displeasure with the city police over unmanned barricades being put on roads when not in use, resulting in traffic jams and blocking of roads. The development ensued in a suo motu PIL registered by the court earlier this year over the issue of setting up of unmanned police barricades in South Delhi area. A division bench comprising Justice Mukta Gupta and Justice Anish Dayal has directed the Special Commissioner of Police Law and Order to remain present before the court on the next date of hearing. The Bombay High Court today expressed displeasure at the BMC's affidavit agreeing to consider regularizing 300% additional construction of Union Minister Narayan Rane's Juhu residence. Referring to BMC's previous decision refusing to regularize the illegal portions and his own order upholding the decision, Justice R.D. Dhanuka heading the division bench said today, and I quote, "Does the order passed by this court have no sanctity? This will be endless otherwise. Is the corporation sitting above the High Court? This is your stand, we will have to examine it." The BMC also said that all demolition decisions would be suspended pending regularization. Opposing the bail plea of student activist Umar Khalid in Delhi riots larger conspiracy case, the prosecution today told the Delhi High Court that the 24/7 sit-in protest sites were planned and organized and were situated in close proximity to masjids. Prasad also argued that Shaheen Bagh protest was not an independent movement and was not driven by women protesters. A special bench comprising Justice Siddharth Mridul and Justice Rajneesh Bhatnagar was hearing the appeal filed by Umar Khalid challenging the trial court's order refusing him bail in the matter. During the proceedings, Prasad argued that every spot and protest site during the riots had legal support teams, coordination of which was being done through WhatsApp groups, namely the DPSG. He also stated that the 24/7 sit-in protest had speakers and performers as a source of entertainment so that such sites are able to sustain. The matter will now be heard next on Thursday at 2:15 p.m. The Allahabad High Court has granted bail to Siddiqui Kapan's co-accused Muhammad Alam in connection with the Hathras conspiracy case. The court observed that no incriminating article was recovered from his possession. UAP accused Alam has been granted bail by the bench of Justice Ramesh Sinha and Justice Saroj Yadav, as it concluded that there appeared no complicity and involvement of the appellant with the terrorist activities or any other activity against the nation. Importantly, distinguishing his case from that of Siddiqui Kapan, the court observed that while incriminating material was allegedly recovered from Kapan's possession, no such incriminating material was recovered from the possession of Alam. Thank you. Keep watching Courts Today on LiveLaw for more such updates. See you tomorrow. If you like our content, please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.